And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and NB pals, to FallapaTWOza 2, a $2,000 Duos Fall Guys tournament sponsored by the community. And what a tournament it has been so far. And we have a new face in the booth joining me on the microphone.
Yeah.
Grand Pooh Bear, how's it going, my dude?
I'm excited, happy to be here. I gotta admit, I didn't get the memo that we were all dressing up. I know Xwater looked great. You look great right now. You guys both look dapper, and I'm coming in my same old black hoodie that I wear every single day.
You know what?
You know, I'm a little perturbed that I didn't get the memo. I got a tie. I could have put it on, but too late now.
That's fair. You can blame Xwater for that, actually, because I was going to go somewhere in the middle. I was going to wear, like, my best T-shirt and be like, you know, just somewhere in the middle. But Xwater came out here. He was like, you know what? I'm going to set the standard. So I was like, okay, you know what? I got to follow it up. It would be rude as the host not to, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. When it's your event, you got to look dapper. I like it. I appreciate it.
You gotta meet them where they are at, you know?
Speaking of looking good, the gameplay today has been insane. I've been watching on the other screen. I was watching while I was streaming. Sorry, chat. It's been incredible so far.
It's been a pretty good showcase of what Fall Guys has to offer, and there have already been some very hype moments, obviously some big plays. We've got some top scoring players winning like 5 out of the 6 possible crowns from one individual player. We've also got some upsets. The top seed of the tournament already being knocked out by a surprise sniping team, basically. A team made of players who kind of just hang around the community, and they're around the streams, and they're really well known for just being, you know, positive influences in the community. They come in and they're making a name for themselves here. So all sorts of crazy contenders already making a name for themselves going on to tomorrow. But we got a fresh new group that we can take a look at as soon as we've got some of these rounds going here. Silver Snipers versus Baby Bear. Speaking of the snipers, the Silver Snipers are kind of in that group as well. They're a group of players who like to hang out in the Fall Guys streams, and they like to just join in and play around with them. So they might not be like entering a lot of competitions themselves a lot of the time, but they do know the top players, and they're playing with the top players, and obviously know all their strats. So that probably works to their advantage.
Yeah, you know, Fall Guys maybe more than any other game is one where I feel like if you watch the strats, like if you like, knowledge is like 95%.
What place was it? Do you think it is silver?
Honestly,
for sure,
is what I feel like. As far as like you know, finishing consistently. And once you have that knowledge and you can gain it right now because it's being openly shared on Twitch all over the place, you can really elevate your game in a short period of time, honestly.
Totally. Yeah. The execution is not really that important like, you don't really need to memorize execution, you know, like the muscle memory of things isn't really necessary because the game is about drunk beans, like bouncing around on you know, in a wipeout style game. Like the execution doesn't really matter as much as like just knowing what the strats are and kind of doing that, right? So
yeah, you're just kind of you're a wobbly round object with a rather large hitbox, you know what I mean? So things just kind of work out. And while the game is fast, like I don't want to say this it's not fast. The game is fast. It's not like your player is fast. Your actual character is fast. Everything is fast around you and happens fast.
Yep. That's exactly right.
I'm gonna be on the left. Careful on the right side.
Look at this dual seesaws in the first episode here. You know, seesaw
it's not free.
It's not free, you know.
It's not free anymore.
You if you're at the front of the pack, you kind of dominate, but like if you miss one jump and you're kind of stuck in the middle, that's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah, Seesaw is definitely one of those games where, you know, you used to see it time out even back in season 1, but now, I mean, with the level of gameplay in Fall Guys right now in general from the NPCs is just getting so high that, you know, if you screw up Seesaw, you could find yourself on the outside of, in this case, the top 33.
Take the gold, but...
Yep. And 33 is like that's a round 2 race right there, you know. That's a lot of these race games, they pick up in their intensity once you get to the next round, you know. You kind of can't be caught on your heels. You can't make a mistake in a lot of these race games because it will not end well for you. But speaking of just unfortunate circumstances, we've got Silver Snipers and Baby Bear in a jinx right in the first episode.
Yeah, this is one that nobody wants to see. I mean, The only positive is that if it does go bad for your team, and we all know Jinx is much of a coin flip as any game in Fall Guys. It's happening in round one of their competition here, so it's not gonna affect either team one way or the other that much. It's not gonna give either team a huge advantage. So that's the one positive about seeing a Jinx. But I mean, all my homies say Jinx.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. If I saw it in an episode 1, I'd be like, okay, well, I guess we just don't get an episode 1. The episode 1 gets snatched away from us. But yeah, it definitely changes the course of the battle once you're in round 3.
Awesome.
You're hoping that you get a little extra kudos over your opponents, and then suddenly Jinx hits you right in the face, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar here with Sleeping Bear and Beginning, and they are both incredible players. Obviously, you've talked already about Silver Snipers, how well they're doing today. This is, I'm not counting our squad out. It's just like anything can happen on Jinx, It's just anything can happen.
Yeah, you see that the yellow number starts to creep down. There's only 2 left, and then suddenly everybody on the blue team gets snagged, and that's it.
Yeah. So. Sleeping Bear, he was a holdout for a long time. Where are these last? There they go.
Let's go.
There they go. 3
All right.
players left on blue. They're safe. They're moving on.
Yeah, we're happy about that.
A little 3-wheel roll off here.
Oh, the small rollout. There's really no avoiding your opponent here. Oh no, sorry, it's not the small rollout.
Casual rollout.
Oh, it is the big one, yeah. For some reason, my eyes saw only 3 as well. So.
I was with you. I think it's just the camera angle they were all pointed at. They were all kind of pointed at the same way.
They both on the other side.
I'm very, it's something that I always want to see in Fall Guys competition. Is just. I want to see aggressive play on rollout. I think there's no better way to seal a win for you than to eliminate an opponent, and rollout is the best place to do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, this format is very choice for a move like that too, because if you eliminate one of the players, even just one, suddenly you're gaining double the amount of kudos over the other team, and you're giving yourself a better chance in the finals as well. And what better game to eliminate an opponent than catching them on their heels in a rollout close to the edge? The only problem is that a lot of players are too smart for that now.
Yeah, it's very hard to get people on the edge. I mean, but it does happen. Even right here with Mickey Moose down at the bottom. I mean, you see he's on these middle platforms. If someone's around him, they could easily sneak up behind him and have enough grab time to push them off.
All right, we're good.
Absolutely. Yep, catch him on his heels if they don't see you coming.
Good stalemate though. They didn't want to play up games.
He's making me nervous now.
Yeah, he's almost he's kind of living on the edge.
Yeah,
showing it off a little
bit. Yeah.
And maybe that's part of the play, His teammate Triforcer right next to him, so maybe they try and lure one of their opponents in and just push them off together. Who knows what they're thinking?
I like that idea, the bait and switch.
And our first peek over at this duo here, we've got Gas versus Dancing Triangle.
I was trying to get it free. All right, I should have just gotten it.
And these guys are of Mario Maker fame. I'm obviously really good friends with these guys, very familiar with them. This is their first foray into a Fall Guys tournament, so hopefully looking to make a name for themselves. And they've got a pretty low qual Hoopsy heroes to deal with here.
Yeah, Shoujo and Beast are utterly incredible Kaizo gamers. They're just both so dang good at the Mario Makers. I am often just left in awe at the levels that Beast beats levels. I'm decent at the game. Beast beats levels in an hour that I just wouldn't even think of attempting. I just look at it and I'm just like, no, that would take me a whole month of my life right now.
Oh my god, I'm so bad at that game.
So.
I hate it.
As you see right there, Shoujo, unfortunately, I don't think...
close.
I think they all
sorry, they all qualified.
They all did squeak in, yeah.
It was Beast's reaction. Yeah, Beast's reaction. It's just like, he's just, oh my god. Yes. And then, you think something bad happened.
He just hates that game. It's very stressful. In a competitive setting, even if you feel like you have a pretty good hold on getting a qualification in that game, the numbers start creeping it up, and it raises the blood pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might get the first here. Kind of messed up.
A little speedrunning happening on here. This, of all the matchups, I'm going to say, this is probably the one you want to watch. Belcan coming third place in the
tap
first
grabs, brother.
FallapaTWOza, going against a team that, honestly, I think could probably take
hard
third
lane.
place
They
had
wanna
they
get
been
grabby, so we
given
good,
the
we good.
opportunity to play.
Alright, it should be a
Unfortunately,
final. Let's do our thing.
Drew
Let's
was
go.
not
Try
able
it,
to
try it.
participate in the first one due to a scheduling
go,
conflict.
dude.
So
Let's get it.
these teams are
Let's
no
get it.
strangers to competitive Fall Guys. It'll be
I
interesting to
guess.
see who comes out on top there.
Yeah, you've seen Drew Crew around the block in a variety of tournaments. It's been great. As we see Shoujo right here, she's going to opt to take the hammer, I'd imagine. And gets yeeted backwards.
God, I got hit
Sorry
by
for pointing
freaking
that one out.
fruit.
That was commentator's
And
curse
I
right
hit
there.
the Yeetus.
Luckily for her, she's going to have another opportunity at it, most likely. Much
Not
more
bad.
successful. Yeah,
Not
much
bad.
more successful. Although taking an orange to the face, I mean, just with my math right there, I'm counting 6 bodies at least in front of her. She takes an apple, and that's going to be 7, 8 bodies in front of her. She's going to need some help now.
All right,
This is
I'm
a low
in it,
qual fruit
thankfully.
shoot. Yeah, you really
Oh my
have to
God,
hope,
I got
and she just
so
keeps getting hit
no.
every single fruit down the
It's cool.
down
It's
the
hard
chute.
whenever
Yeah.
it's low
I mean,
qualifying.
it just happened.
Like
Like you saw that hammer yeeted her back, and then then you need a great hammer, and unfortunately that right side was just getting fruit after fruit after fruit thrown in their face, and
You got the God spawn.
And what can you do? What
yeah,
can you do in
Shojo's
that
going to be
situation?
eliminated.
This is
That's
gonna
going to be tough for them.
gotta
We
eat
got a
this
final
as well.
here between Baby Bear and Silver Snipers. All 4
they're
players
both back
in.
row. For my spawn, I'm at as well
GT,
be back row.
I love this choice. I love this cosmetic
yeah,
choice.
totally.
GT knowing that I do love this Twoo, the owl outfit. So donning the outfit for the occasion, really kind of showing off the sniper there. And look at this.
that worked out.
You and Chloe up there.
The C's
Yeah.
part, the group all falls, and it's actually going to be GT and Beginning on their respective screens ahead of each other, taking different paths to go up the mountain. The Yeet is there. Do you think anybody's going to go for that attempt?
You know,
It might be the only option now.
Yeah, you see, honestly, I see Beginning post the Yeetus attempts all the time, and she's quite successful in it, but she's got a clear path. And she gets grabbed, but going to get the crown.
I tried.
Beautiful clutch grab right there. I mean, you saw the stress on her face. You see Beast right here. He's in a 2-on-1 situation in this final. This is not the final you want to be a 2-on-1 in.
This is very stressful. Yeah, when the wheels are turning and it's starting to speed up a little bit, there's a lot of opportunity, just like in the rollout, you know? Just like in the rollout, if you catch yourself on the edge of a platform, you better hope that an opponent isn't near to kind of catch you off guard. So he's got to really watch his back. But we've also seen a 1v2 situation turn the other way. Just a little bit of endurance goes a long way. When the wheels start spinning, you can win in these situations.
Yeah, there's a couple players already eliminated right here. Luckily, you very rarely see anyone actually.
Oh, is that a stream sniper?
That was an NPC.
Really?
That was an
destroyed. Oh my goodness, that
I don't know.
was brutal.
Whatever.
That hurts to see. Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to be losing the first match to potentially an NPC. There's still one Toucan left, but there's also 2 members of the Team Gas on here.
I mean, if I'm them right now,
You
I'm
get a
just
double crown on
grabbing and letting my homeboy win.
It's been done once ever.
Yeah, that would be a pretty smart strat. We've seen for the very first time a timeout on roll-off that happened yesterday. Otherwise, this game is excruciating. Like, it's very, very hard to keep the endurance up for the entire 5
There
minutes.
you go.
see a
Oh,
little
oh
bit of
wow,
aggression.
the
Not
toucan
in our lobby.
holds on,
Single
but there you
low
go. I
sketch,
mean,
it
just
could have
keep
been
going.
a
Oh my
stream
God, what is
sniper,
this
but you don't
toucan
know.
doing?
This
Who
Toucan's
is this
flying through the
toucan?
stage. Okay, they
That
got him.
toucan was incredible.
Sign this guy up for FallapaTWOza, but doesn't
Oh my
matter. Team
God.
Gas. Team Gas, be more royal. Clutching out the win.
Dude, that toucan was holding on though. Like, we got to give all the props for that NPC toucan. Trying to help out BC Shoujo.
And as we jump over to a jump showdown, Bart and Timoliente both getting grabbed. It's just Team Villains left. The Toucan. We come into this game. There's another gamer Toucan. The NPC Toucans are just too overpowered in this FallapaTWOza, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to Jashin, and look at the aggression. Look at the aggression by this NPC.
Toucan too furious right here. Oh, he is. As you see him, he goes down right there, just getting grabbed time after time, and that's going to be a crown for the Toucan.
Make it hard for them. Okay,
Toucan coming in clutch. Toucan is the 33rd team of FallapaTWOza, and they're winning some major kudos already.
You know, every Fall Guys event I've ever seen, there's an NPC costume that just sticks out. And it seems like this afternoon might be taken by the Toucan.
It might be the weekend of the toucan for sure. Moving into our last final is a hexagon. All 4 of our players still remaining in an 8-person hexagon. Now, you and I have been in a couple of sweaty hexagons in competitions in the past.
Yeah.
I want to hear what goes on in your brain for these hexagons. What's your game plan? What's your strategy?
My number one strategy in hexagon is always is like know where I'm going next and know all my options. Like where is my plan to go and where do I go if that gets cut off? Where do I go if someone drops in on me? Is anyone above me? Those are the things you need to know. You really want to, for me, I really want to try and stay as high as I can, not have anyone above me, because then I get to make my own decisions. You know what I mean? I can kind of work around what's left, rather than have to deal with, a hot dog jumping in my way right there and taking all my hexagons.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think it's the way Hexagon has. Oh wow, what an aggressive play right there.
Dang, man.
That was really smart for Mickey Moose, leaving the space open for Triforcer to take the win.
My bad, boys.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that was beautiful Team Hexagon. That's something we've also been involved in, is some Team Hexagon against each other. And Team Hexagon adds like a completely other layer to the game over than your normal solo Hexagon. You kind of have one guy is kind of playing point guard and another guy's kind of, spotting up, taking those hexes whenever they can.
For sure.
So it's super fun to see when 2 teams get coordinated, as you just saw right there. That was a beautiful ending move.
Yeah. Knew that there was just enough space for his teammate to take the win if he went aggressive and took away all the spaces remaining from Lustrous, and that's it. That's the win for them. So I agree with you there. The Hexagon is all about looking forward and looking ahead. Like, I can't really give tips for Hexagon besides that. You got to be the person who's looking 7 steps ahead. It's like chess, It's like, it's almost like 3D chess going on.
Yeah, you want to be, you need to be looking ahead, but not, what do I want to say? Not completely committed.
Right.
Does that make sense? Looking fully ahead, not completely committed.
For sure. Yeah. You have to pick a plan. You have to pick a route, but you also have to be aware of where everybody else is going to run as well. You got to have everybody else's strategies in the back of your head and adjust accordingly. And that obviously is a lot easier if you have the skill to stay high, but it's all about adaptation. So let's take a look at our bracket here just for a quick second. Villains and Mega Nerds going against each other. You could see in that jump showdown, nobody was successful. The Toucan coming out on top. Seems like the Toucans are running away with some wins already in this FallapaTWOza.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by the play, especially of the Toucan so far.
Yeah, bird representation on the field. We love to see it.
Let's take a quick you'd be happy about it.
Yeah, always, yeah. And a peek to the scorecards. And, a couple crowns on the board. That matchup between Villains and Mega Nerds, again, not producing any winners, so the score is super tight there. The Villains just edging out on Kudos just a little bit.
Yeah, it's Kudos. I mean, and then when you get to the Kudos, and we've seen it before in tons of different Fall Guys events, when you're basing it by Kudos, everyone's always like, it's just the crowns, just the crowns. It's not. It's not just the crowns. The gold medals, those extra 30 points, not taking bronze, not taking pinks, those end up coming into play more often than not once you get, especially like deeper into these tournaments. So you're definitely going to want to see these teams get those gold medals and get any little bit of separation that they can.
Yeah, and it's come into play before. In order for our finalists last time, in order for Philly and Fi-Fi's team to make it to the finals, it came down to those basically tiebreaker situations where they were just a little bit better on their medals going into some of those matches, and it paid off for them. So, yeah, it's not just the crowns for sure.
As we go right now, I got to give a big shout out to Triforcer's background. I like what he's got going on right here. It looks like he has a rather large collection of nerd junk, which in a room dedicated to it. I'm very much digging this. Lots of cartridges. What What do you?
This snowman
The
giving me
white
some
ones are
trouble
those?
here.
Are those Wii games he's got? Or are those just a bunch of Wii games back there?
Could be Wii games or maybe DS games. I guess it depends on how tall they are, but
yeah,
Cheeky gaming
it
athlete
sure is a
on my other
collection of
side
them. That's
here.
a hefty amount for sure.
He's got a lot. Some in the lower right, those look like some hefty books of some sort. I don't even know what that is.
He's donning
grab
his
me
Zelda
again.
shirt and got a Triforce in the back.
Yeah, just be careful.
Living up to his name, obviously.
Yeah,
Doing the
great
same with
grab right there,
Yeah,
though.
he got
Unfortunately,
first.
I think I jinxed him by giving him that highlight right there because he just got grabbed by the tomato. Drew Crew coming in there, gonna get that gold medal, that ever important gold medal.
How? What is he saying?
That's right.
This shit right here.
You know, Drew Crew must be hearing you through the
actually
stream. I think his ears are burning. He's hearing you say, "Oh, those gold medals, they matter, do they?" I guess I'm gonna give Triforcer a little grab and grab a gold medal for myself.
Yeah.
A little whirly gig.
Yeah, I know I'm supposed to be impartial right here, but I gotta be honest. I love Shoujo and the Beast. I'm deeply rooting for them to make a comeback here in this second game.
And I believe they can pull it off, you know. Little unfortunate fruit shoot for Shoujo. You know, sometimes the game just decides you don't get to qualify, and I think that's what happened there. And Beast, you know, getting bullied by a toucan. Speaking of which, who's behind Shoujo? We got another toucan in the lobby. Gotta watch out for those guys.
Yeah, we see Crazy Train, though, and Be More Royale. They're heading out 1-2 right now. They are both just clearly in sync, know what they're doing here. One getting yeeted right into the windmill, though. That's going to be unfortunate for them. Might not get the silver.
It's looking actually dicey now.
Yeah, might get it. Might be looking at a bronze. Unfortunately, though, for Beast, he is also
other players suck
in a bit of the struggle bus right now.
Out of my way.
Getting battered around. Now, here's something you have to be really careful of. Something that hasn't been patched out yet. If this very fast spinning arm launches you off the side of the map,
whatever,
sometimes
I
you can just get stuck in purgatory and fall forever and not be given the opportunity to come back to the map. So that was really scary for Beast, but luckily did get his respawn checkpoint and is going to be qualifying just fine.
Yeah, I've actually seen someone lose their checkpoint and get yeeted all the way back to the beginning, too.
Don't go for anything.
Yeah, that's
right
in
there,
the community, yes.
Yeah.
We have a name for that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called getting. It's called getting Velhearted.
Velhearted, exactly.
Yeah, Velheart. We haven't seen in FallapaTWOza yet. Maybe next time, but it first very famously happened to him. I think it was in some kind of competition, and put him back. Maybe it was even like a Twitch Rivals or something.
8-7, right?
Yeah, I know that.
I think it was. It might have been this last Fallmania.
So I'm just gonna go for
Maybe.
Either way.
Maybe that's the one.
Either way.
front row.
Little ski fall. Now, of the new Season 3 games, Grand Pooh Bear, which one's your favorite?
Oh, man. The Season 3 games I thought were, first of all, just all really, really good. They were all super fun. I think Skiffall is weirdly the one that has lasted with me the longest, even though it's the shortest of the games. I don't know. I think it's very, very interesting in the way that
last cycles, so he didn't get it.
Like the strats people take on it. You know what I mean?
I got it.
You want to try and get an 8-7? Do you want to go 5-5-5?
Second place. Let's fucking go.
Nice, good shit, good shit.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's very good. I mean, there's a
like
lot of good games in Season 2.
Least,
the only really game that I don't like is Katamari. The Season 2 Katamari is that's I mean that's the only that's the only one that I would think is kind of like a little bit mediocre. But I mean, I'm excited for another new game coming next week. All the variations they're gonna add is just gonna make it all extremely fun. I mean, I think that more so than even the new levels, just the new elements they added this year, the plungers, the fans, have just been great.
Oh no!
Yeah, you know, I've heard a lot of interviews with the developers saying things like, you know, Season 2 was more of an expansion of Season 1. You know, it was just kind of, our team was small. We didn't really have the opportunity to include anything new or exciting. It was basically just releasing some of the stuff that we had planned but didn't get around to yet. Whereas Season 3 is actually kind of introducing some new materials, some new obstacles, some new challenges, and I think Skiffall really highlights that really nicely because it's a new game. Like it feels a lot different than the other ones, and it's very fresh. And yeah, you're right. The strategy can change a lot, and it's really cool to see.
Ben ook met jou boord. Tot de dood.
So Mega Nerds, we're able to keep the villains from getting the crown in the last episode, but just a little bit down on the kudos. So they're going to be hoping for some good placements in the races. But look on the left side, it's Jashin coming in first with Trip Hop immediately afterwards.
Yeah, that was some crazy desync right there. I mean, Jashin was miles ahead of him on his screen, and Trip Hop was somehow behind him. That was wild. As you see, all of our players qualifying though.
Everything
A
looking
little
pretty
team
good.
game action.
Yeah, a little hoopsie daisy. You're familiar with the rules for the tournament, Grand Pooh Bear, about team games
Yeah,
here?
you got to give it the good old honest try.
Yes.
How do you decide if someone doesn't give a good honest try? Give me your criteria for it.
Well, I mean, we do have all the streams open, and Richard's eyes are more or less on them, but the idea is that all of our players are good enough that even if they kind of suck at the game, they're still going to qualify. You know what I mean? Like, we make it. Obviously, there are certain exceptions. You got Jinxed and you got Hoarders, but there can always be upsets. But I think it's pretty easy to tell when a player is actively standing still, or if a player is, you know, oh man, I'm playing goalie in fall ball and I missed 7 times. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty easy to point out when those kinds of things happen. So I think in the spirit of the competition, the players have received that rule really well too, which kind of helps enforce it. You know, they understand that it's about getting to the finals for those hype moments. It makes the competition way more engaging, way more intense. And that's what we're really out to set to see, is just, you know, a bit more exciting content than just, okay, we got a lead, so let's throw the game, you know?
But that's okay. We get past this.
Yeah, Silver Snipers, just looking to get those kudos. Anything is possible in the first episode, you know. The first episode is done, but now that we're in the second one,
I got bonked by that.
They were down a crown. All it takes is kind of a clapback, you know, get that crown in the second round, and we're tied right back up again. And that's my favorite scenario to be in, when the teams are tied up going into that third episode, and it's anybody's game with only one episode to really decide it.
Yeah, I mean, the only downfall they have is that they're going against Sleeping Bear and Beginning, who are, you know, seasoned veterans now to the competitive scene. And as I've gotten to know Beginning, like, yo, she's ruthless. Like,
oh yeah,
she's not gonna let up on that gas pedal at all. She is gonna keep trying to win. You know, if she does something, it's 100%. I love that. So
yeah, she competes to win.
I don't know
for sure.
how I did that.
She's unfortunately like had a really tough showing in some of these tournaments. Like, she just gets kind of the short end of the Fall Guys stick a lot of the time, which is really unfortunate, because like when you see her play, you know that she's here to play and that she has the ability to kind of bring it all home, and maybe this is her chance right here to make it all the way.
Let's go.
Good shit, man.
As you see, Triforcer right there getting a nice, easy win, hitting us with the 720. New favorite for me. New favorite for me, Triforcer. Loving this showmanship.
Oh yeah, that dude's right.
Here in the bottom half of the bracket. Trip Hop right there, as you see, running at about 18 frames a second.
Oh, yeah, it took me.
Yep, a little cinematic experience. You know, we got 4 perspectives going on here, so this one's just providing a little take on me esque kind of filmography, I think.
Yeah, I'm digging it right now. It's like it's abstract. It's new.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. It's kind of like, it's like, you know, here's the thing, is that why we're all, you know, I just got a new PC with a 3090. Like, this guy's living in the future, and he's playing on his gateway Windows 98. And, you know, this is like how Fall Guys would look in PlayStation 1, and it's kind of a fun little downgrade that he's doing right here for the tournament. You got to give him credit for doing that.
That's right. Applying a little retro element, and all these players have their style. All these players have their style that they're bringing to the tournaments, and you see it in their promotional pictures, and you see it in their layouts. In one of the first groups, we had this guy who would go to L City every time he lost. He had this scene set up where he like got up from his chair and went to his shower and just like ran his head under the cold water when he lost. Just fantastic showmanship from these players. Somebody popped off the front. Was that one of our competitors?
No, Trip Hop got lucky. I mean, he just barely avoided it.
This is the pattern you hate to see in competition. This zigzag pattern.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does, because you can't be in the front, you can't be in the middle, you can't be in the back. There's literally nowhere safe in that. scenario. You just kind of gotta
Jammer.
hope.
Jammer dat we hem niet...
Totally. Breathing a sigh of relief across the board. Everybody's making it through. Look at
Got
this.
her.
Jump
Ooh,
showdown.
let's go.
Beginning goes down as soon as we get here. And, oh, it's just Micropsia left.
It is just her, and she just made an incredibly difficult jump.
Now it's a question whether she's going to get griefed by these NPCs or not. It was a 20-person jump showdown, and only 3 remain now.
Yeah, and we talked about it. They need this crown to make it a comeback, make it essentially a toss-up here in our 3rd and final game. It's a huge situation.
I am no threat to you, friends.
You hear her talking. Because
come in
she doesn't
peace.
care. She doesn't care if they get crowns. She just wants to get a crown.
Yep. NPC crowns, whatever kudos they get, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as our friend
My
Micropsia
hands
gets
are
one
just
as
sweaty.
well.
You got this.
As you hear the kind words from her teammate, cheering her on.
GT and Micropsia, they were both in the first FallapaTWOza and actually gave an
Can we go
upset.
back?
They left, they left.
Can we go back to Micropsia?
I know how this goes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was
Production.
invested.
Production pulling a fast one on us.
I got
We want to
too
see how this one
excited,
goes.
yeah. I was invested.
Yo, 1100?
Yeah, here we go. Look at
Sorry.
this. We got a little back and forth going on.
Great job, Drew Crew, but we're invested in this. This is intense right here. Drew Crew,
Crew.
was that their 2nd crown? Yeah, great. They're going on.
Dude, if I
Whoopty
triple
doo
crown
dah.
this with 2 NPCs,
Right?
I'm gonna die.
If I'm correct, like this is intense.
Who's gonna win? I think all these guys are kind of in the same boat. They're just like, you know what? It's fine.
4 minutes.
Let's
She got pushed by that upper bumper. Stayed on.
grab the platform with her toes, and she's still just jumping it out. This is intense. We're probably only about 3 minutes into it, by the way. We still got a long ways to go. If you're Sleeping Bear in beginning, you're just kind of sitting there watching it, biting your nails, hoping that something goes wrong. One of the NPCs is out.
Oh my goodness.
And you know,
just a little bit of desync right there.
Staying in.
Yeah, they're at the point where if you fall, you're getting yoted.
Ooh, that was a risky jump for that NPC, but they're still going. You know, sometimes NPCs, they just decide, you know what, I've lost my patience, and sometimes on a dime, they can just be like, you know, I want this to be over now, and they'll start grabbing. And you never know when that moment could happen.
Yeah, so far, she's avoided it. It seems like this NPC is friendly. It seems like they are okay taking the double crown. Everybody goes home a winner. Oh, very close jump right there.
Yeah,
This
holding our
is
breath.
Intense. You see her not blinking. Can't take her eyes off the screen. Got the full gamer lean in right now.
Oh, no!
No!
Oh, she bumped her head on the top bar and just took a ragdoll. You hate to see that. You hate to see that.
Oh, beginning and Sleeping Bear breathing a sigh of relief right there.
We go into our
man,
last
heartbreaking.
final, or one of our last finals here. Villains and Mega Nerds, close in points.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody's in this
continue.
final. And I do love to see roll off because this first minute and a half,
Oh, I
you know,
saw-
if you catch your
Oh!
opponents off guard, that
Abuse.
can happen.
Ik heb hem.
Just like that.
Abuse.
Oh, ik heb er één gekillt. Timo, suicide jammer.
Mega Nerds, you can hear the
I can't say
excitement.
suicide.
They
Yeah.
are in a 2v1 situation now. If they can get Trip Hop out and survive the rest of this roll off, then they take a commanding lead going into the last episode.
Oh, fuck. Dit is niet leuk.
If you hear the clangs of the controller in the background, I mean, that is... They're playing.
Oh, ja, sorry.
Is it even
They're
gaming
gaming right
if
now.
you don't have some controller? What's it called?
Niet volgen.
What's the
Like,
ASMR?
I don't know what to
Oh,
call
good.
it. Oh,
Good.
control ASMR. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that acronym, and it was just like I was
Yeah.
going DMCA. It's too much DMCA on the brain lately.
As we go, we see another player fall off. 2 players eliminated now. Only 5 players left. 3 of them are in our competition Two of them are sadly just unsuspecting children wanting to get their first crown, hoping for nothing else. All they wanted in their life right now is to get a crown. Our players trying to prevent that in order to move on in this competition.
Didn't realize they were getting caught up in a $2,000 tournament against some of the best Fall Guys players this game has to offer. This poor bullet.
Oh, this bullet. Come on, bullet. Oh, wow. The bullet.
Oh, man.
The double elimination on Team Mega Nerds, too. So the only person remaining is Trip Hop of Team Villains. Who's it going to be?
Did not see that coming.
Is it going to be the bullet? No.
Wow. Trip Hop coming in clutch. Yo, the PlayStation 1 version, like, that's the stable version, apparently. I loved it. Wow, Trip Hop. That was, I mean, the way Trip Hop came back to, you know, from the 2v1 situation and just kind of, like, didn't worry about it, played his game. That was very impressive.
Paid off for him. Yeah, the PS1 version coming in clutch, you know, a little backwards compatibility there, pulling through. Maybe it's got less input lag, who knows? But that was a fun match to watch, honestly, across the board. And yeah, you saw Drew Crew kind of in the background, got a little bit distracted by Micropsia, who wasn't able to pull out the win. It's going to be interesting to see how those points shape up as a result of that, too.
Yeah, this is, I mean, very intense Fall Guys right here. Especially those last, like, few minutes right there. That was just like bang, 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 bang. As you love to see here in FallapaTWOza, the action keeps on coming. It's been great.
We're just waiting for the scores to update here. Now, you might have, we thought in that passing moment that Drew Crew and Lustrous won the crown last time, but they didn't, actually. It was their opponents. So that matchup is going to be real close. It'll be interesting to see what the Kudos matchup is going to be there. Let's take a look
Apologies, Drew Crew. My bad, man. My bad. Sorry.
Sorry, we were mesmerized by Micropsia and her ability to continue the jump showdown going. So, but let's take a look at Team Villains. Let's look at a Team PS1 here. Trip Hop, the Tecmo Bowl champion, teaming up with Jashin, who qualified taking Slime Climb Yeetus with their eyes closed.
Respect. I mean, you know, we're talking about Tecmo Bowl, one of the most intense games ever. A game that's all about strategizing and playmaking and having Bo Jackson on your team. And in this case, Trip Hop is the Bo Jackson of Fall Guys right now, the way he just handled that roll-off there at the end.
Yeah, and look at that crown count, too. 2,000 crowns to Trip Hop's name. This guy, you know, maybe there is something to this PS1 version.
2,000, no big deal. No big deal. Just out of, like, if you could take 15 minutes a game, you know, 15 minutes an episode, 2,000 crowns. You do that math. That's days of his life where he's spent winning Fall Guys at this point.
Grinding away at Fall Guys. Now, Beginning and Sleeping Bear, Team Baby Bear, obviously breathing a sigh of relief because Micropsia wasn't able to pull away with that jump showdown. Beginning's gaming accomplishment, very modest. Dying on Vanilla Perfect match during Fall Mania. What a tragic moment. Like I mentioned, Beginning has some of the worst tournament luck of anybody I know. She pulls home the wins when she's just kind of vibing by herself. She's got this incredibly aggressive gameplay style that doesn't really leave anybody any breathing room, but she just can't bring it home when it comes to the tournaments and hoping to make a name for herself here.
Yeah, Beginning. I know she wants this. She wants to win. She wants to get a title under her name. And they do have a commanding lead right now, but it's not out of the water. They're another crown with Micropsia and GTRCR. Silver Snipers could bring them within the Kudos striking distance. So
that's right.
We'll see how that shakes down.
That round 2 was a pretty small episode. Micropsia only getting 265 points. So they're going to have to hope that they are winning the races in the next episode if they want to crawl their way back.
You look over at that lower right-hand side, though. 260 or 2635 to 2635.
Dead even.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be one to watch. That's going to be wild. Unfortunately for our favorites, Beast and Shoujo, that might be it for them today. As we see my new favorite now, Triforcer 86. Third in FallapaTWOza, third in he's a Magic player too. My homie, dude. My
This
homie.
guy. Yeah.
Dude, me and him.
He goes
yeah.
all in.
I'm gonna buy us a box of Ursas. We're gonna do a draft after this. We're best friends now. Mickey Moose, right there. 500 crowns between these two.
And doesn't play Magic the Gathering by the looks of it, but very proud of the 3rd place FallapaTWOza standing. They were kind of labeled as the underdogs in that tournament, and they really showed that they were not. That was a label that they didn't deserve. So
yeah,
Yep.
coming back here, I mean, right now too, and already playing very, very impressive. While you know, it's kind of crazy to think like, 500 wins. It's kind of insane to see that that's between them, that's not even a lot in this particular competition. But that doesn't matter. What they're lacking maybe in experience on wins, they're making up for it in just pure unadulterated skill.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they say they don't need the saturation of wins. You know, they don't need to spend all that time crown hoarding, putting their crowns in a big dragon treasure heap. They just bring it no matter what. And I think that kind of goes back to what you were saying about how Fall Guys is a game not necessarily of like muscle memory, but just like remembering the strats. And if you can remember them, then you're good to go. Also, look at this anti-snipe screen we got going on here by GT.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is if you have the knowledge and what to pull off. I mean, so much of Fall Guys, really every round of Fall Guys is kind of about not making horrible mistakes until the end where you have to win.
That's right.
3 times the
So you can keep sneaking by and then get a crown at the end and just make it happen.
Boy's in, baby bear's in.
Yeah, and we say that the kudos do really matter, but if you're the kind of clutch player that just needs to...
Big inning, just taking the L right there at the end. Ugh.
Just smacked right in the face. Hopefully qualifying for all the matches, but yeah, we look back at this game and we see this is going to be a pretty hefty gap, pretty wide margin to come back from for Team Dancing Triangle here.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I mean, Gas is just, they're playing good. Crazy Train is, treating it like a butterfly sugar baby. They're the band that said that, right? Right? Back me up, chat.
You're good. You're good.
They're just put on a dominating performance right now, not leaving any room to breathe with 2 crowns already.
Good. Yeah, we're good. Walking apart.
Yeah. And if we're talking about kudos making the difference, this is definitely the match we want to watch.
Civilian.
There might be some aggression in this match, and if nobody walks away with the crown, it's going to be whoever comes away with the most gold medals.
What's this guy doing, bro? Chill. High five. It's okay.
Yeah, and again, I mean,
good stalemate.
I know no team's gonna do it. I've watched enough Fall Guys tournaments at this point to know that not many players have the fortitude to play the aggressive rollout. But I just feel like there's just such I don't know, like if you I think you're a good enough player at this point where you're gonna put them in a situation where worst case you're going off with them. You're not just gonna, you're not gonna be the one to take the L. You might go off, but you're taking them with you,
Right.
So I just feel like it's worth the opportunity. It's worth the chance, in my opinion. I would have a designated murder teammate.
And we've seen a couple of players.
It's all good, Skater. Don't
go against the grain, because the strat for a lot of players is to just play it safe. But then you've got players like Barb, and you've got players like Fi-Fi, and you've got players like Chloe, Big Inning, who are coming in and they're kind of defying that. They're saying, I understand what an advantage it would be for my team to have a 2v1 situation. All these kudos are going towards us and not going to the other team if I can eliminate one of them. So why not try? Yeah. Speaking of getting handsy as well, Team Baby Bear, both of these players are pretty aggressive. You almost see Mike Roxy get eliminated there because Sleeping Bear is trying to push her down the hill.
But Bear
just about worked.
Okay, I'm gonna go middle here.
Yeah, I like that right there. I like that play.
Little speed running now. Of all the Season 3 games, I think I like this one the most because it reminds me the most of like Slime Climb, which, as a speedrunner, it kind of taps into everything that I enjoy about platforming games.
Yeah, you know what? This is one that like a day one for me I really loved, but as it went on, I kind of
the half one.
I kind of wish there was another section.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. I still would rank Slime Climb a little bit higher on my list as far as games I love, and I look forward to. I kind of miss Slime Climb popping up pretty often in the playlist. It has definitely been replaced. Like the season 3 games have been, very heavy.
All right, got a
heavy hitters in the.
Let's go.
What do I want to say? The rotation.
Yeah.
They show up a lot in the rotation currently, so I'm really excited to
silver.
see.
I put him really far back.
To have the Slime Climb make its comeback,
Now, a little cheeky play here by Lustrous. They grabbed Triforcer. Triforcer actually got launched off the side of the map, and this is going to be kind of tough.
Let's fucking go!
Is Triforcer going to qualify?
Come on, random. Go in. Go in.
Don't go in.
Oh, my goodness.
Get out of my lobby!
Getting trolled at the finish line. Triforcer is over the line, but it's not going to count, and it's going to be a 2v1 situation. That's really important. That's huge.
I thought Triforcer right there. I thought the guy let him go in. Actually, it looked like he was in front of him, but unfortunately for him,
he's practicing the griefing. Yeah, he's got the hype, baby.
Yeah, and moving on to a fall ball, and again, if you're
not going to be good,
if you're on Belcan, you hate that. That's just another game
where
the kudos are doubling against you, and it's going to come down to Mickey Moose at this point. Really needs to
anything can happen though. Anything can happen.
There's no choice now.
We still got to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, really for Mickey Moose, no matter what, he was going to have to get the crown because the extra kudos were happening. But this is just another game that they could potentially lose. I don't think they will. It's fall ball, but it is a high man fall ball, and high man fall balls tend to be defensive efforts. And and when you do that, when it's a 1-goal game, anything can happen. You see a great block, and you see Mickey Moose opt in for goalie. He's like, if anyone's gonna play goalie, it's gonna be me on this team.
That's right. The other thing is that it is a team game, so there is no opportunity for Mickey Moose to pull anything fast. There's no opportunity for him to try and grief one of his opponents and get them out in a game, say like tiptoe or something like that. So he kind of just has to cross his fingers and hope that his team survives and moves on to the next round.
Yeah, if anything, he was probably looking for like a Hoopsie Heroes or
something like that. Some low qual race game that he could potentially hope, cross his fingers that one of the other players gets eliminated.
Should we wait on the ball?
Make it easier in the finals, but no such luck here.
Yeah, I think it's about to go in. Goal. Nice.
All right, and another one. Got a 3-0 lead. It looks like they're going to be cruising on to a finals pretty easy.
Yeah, the floodgates open as it often does in fall ball. One team starts scoring, and
let's go.
It just kind of waterfalls in
this final, dude. Gotta clutch it up.
Yep.
They can still win it.
That team starts getting discouraged. They start leaving. More goals roll in,
and they run. All right, another goal.
What's your favorite fall ball? As we see the banana. I was just about to say mine's the banana.
The game answered my question with a rude banana eruption there. Yeah.
I was gonna ask the favorite fall ball variation, but I mean the obvious answer.
What's going on here? Oh my, the power.
I do like to see the auto goalies in the nets. I think I like it because, I call them kindergartners, right? When you're playing fall ball, especially alone, you kind of have to hope that the players you're playing with don't play like kindergartners. They don't chase the ball and just hit it in any random direction. So the auto goalie can kind of provide a buffer for the kindergartners a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the auto goalie as well.
Little thin ice action. All 4 of our players in this thin ice for 13 players, and it's already getting down to that last layer. There's no real pattern. There's no real rhyme or reason to where these ice platforms are going. Who's gonna walk away with a little bit more space here?
Yeah, it looks right. Josh Nick's got a little bit, but he's fighting over it now. He's gonna get out of there, and he's gonna meet up with.
Ooh, Bart is going here.
Yeah, they're right behind him.
Look at this. Tim is not going to get the jump off, and it's going to go to the villains.
Villains move on.
GG.
Might have been out of the way for Megan Hurds to climb back anyway. 1,000 points. They probably needed to get an elimination early, but still a beautiful win from the villains. As we go here to the Silver Snipers and Baby Bear. Silver Snipers need this win right here. They are within striking distance, and unfortunately,
I realized I was trying to cut off you, and then I tried to stop, and I fell.
Sadly,
so I'm down with Chloe.
Sadly, get mixed up with her teammate and Beginning right there, and just kind of gave Beginning a lot of hexagons, and that is not what you want to do.
Yeah, GT's got a couple purple ones left. He's the highest one, but now everybody's down on the yellow. Yeah. It's just one of those hexagons, you know, all of the layers are disintegrating at the same time. Nobody has a real tactical advantage here. We're all going to be fighting for this blue. GT jumps on an NPC's head, knocking him into the slime. That's the first elimination.
A Sleeping Bear actually got really lucky. He ragdolled, but rolled around the yellow hexagons and somehow lived. Someone just like diving in front of Sleeping Bear.
I've got nowhere to go.
Giving him this extra space. Wow, what is going on? Sleeping Bear right now.
Well,
is that
GG's.
Beginning with him?
I'm sorry, I joked,
he's
man.
gonna
That sucks.
Very good move, but unfortunately.
Chloe unfortunately missed the jump dive, but it doesn't matter. Both of their opponents are also in the slime, so they're going to hold on. No crowns coming from the Silver Snipers there.
Wow. I mean, we talked about that bad luck though that Chloe gets. Maybe that's gonna like kind of shake her bad luck. Like that was her bad luck situation. You know what I mean? That's just a random misjump. Those things happen to every Fall Guys player. Like maybe that's gonna be her moment. She can take that off.
Good stuff.
Take that to a nice win.
Win this one. Let's go. I'll tell you.
And back to our really close matchup, you can see there's a 2v1 situation. Lustru's immediately going after Team Belkan, getting their last player out and leaving Drew Crew all alone. It's a 1v1 situation against an NPC here, and Drew kind of has to make a little bit of a pathway for himself to try and get to some better hexagon spaces here. And takes out the Triceratops, getting that crown and solidifying that pathway into the next round.
Yeah, very good play, very clutch move. You see right here, Dancing Triangle, the Beast and Shoujo, they want to get a crown. They don't want to go home with no crowns. They don't want to get skunked 3-0. Looks like all 4 of our players are going to be in this final. Only 2 NPCs.
Only 2 NPCs to deal with. The rest are our players. And we've seen a couple jump showdowns already in this tournament, and seeing the way that they can tip the scales so fast. FallapaTWOza, fun fact for you, we have never in our history had a double crown yet on a jump showdown. And it's supposed to be the easiest one to get the jump showdowns on. You see them in tournaments all the time when one team kind of dominates and walks away with those double crowns. Not a single double crown has happened in jump showdown. Maybe this is the first one right here.
Yeah, I mean, if in that hypothetical situation, Beast and Shoujo come back, and you see Shoujo making the aggressive play. She's got a platform all to herself. I don't think anyone's going to come over there until they see what the last platform's that's going to drop down. And as you see right now, it's going to be Shoujo and B More Royale.
Yeah, they're
now, if I'm B More, I know that the double crown is the only opportunity. I am just holding. Yep, and there he goes. There he goes.
Yep.
Just hold her. Yeah,
just going for the attack.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
nice.
But dove off the side in an attempt to take out Shoujo, so it's a 2v1 situation right now.
I got him.
Oh,
no!
And Beast gets Crazy Train as well. So this is what we're talking about right here. If the NPCs go out, if the NPCs leave Beast alone, this could be a situation where they get a double crown and bring it back.
Oh man, if I'm Beast, I'm honestly trying to jump over to Shoujo.
That's honestly the smart play, I think.
Yeah,
you don't want to take any chances.
It's still slow enough. You see, this one is grabbing him. I mean, he's gonna have to get rid of him.
The purple guy's just all over me. He killed himself too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for
I don't know what
Beast,
I could have done.
I mean, he knew it. He knew he needed the double crown, but that purple guy was not letting him go. They were just getting aggressive. Shoujo right here. Gonna try and put them on the map with 1 crown. Opting with the red Yoshi hat, and today was the first day I actually noticed that she had multiple colors of these hats, which is amazing. What's been known as her calling card now.
Yeah, I popped into her stream the other day. It was a light blue one, and then I like popped down to her videos to see her other content, and it seems like every 30 minutes she's got a new color on. So they all look like they're crocheted. I wonder if like. Does she make
doing them? Yeah, she doing them. You know, she knows someone who makes these hats. I'm very curious about this myself because they're very nice. Yeah, she's got it. She's got as many of those hats as I have Red Bull ones.
Like it could have happened though. It was right there.
Yeah, they're talking about the double crown, and again, I guess the FallapaTWOza stats are in favor of no double crowns at all.
Yeah, I mean, I really think the play was for Beast to get off that platform, and I understand the hesitation of doing it, but he had the time, he had the opportunity. He's a platforming god. I really think he should have went to the safety of his teammate in on the other platform. But I also have hindsight, so I can say that.
Yep, for sure. And, not a bad showing. Taking out two very good players, rather, in a jump showdown with some grief strats. Just wasn't meant to be for them. Oh, was that just us? Or was that the game that kind of lagged out there for a second?
I think we just jinxed her. I think we jinxed her. Absolutely. Or it's just Yoshi's just always need to end up in the lava. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those things, so...
You honestly should have thought about that before choosing the hat,
Yep.
Their sidekicks right up until the end of the level, and then that's it. Oh, man. But what an exciting set of matchups here. The closest matchup that we had there going into round 3 was a perfect tie, and, they just proved that they were going to be the dominating force, the crew coming in and sweeping our third place team from the last tournament, and they're out just like that.
Yeah, it very, very impressive final round right there. All the pressure on them, and it really was the grief of Triforcer. That was really what it came down to. I mean, that was a heads up, beautiful move, and unfortunately caused Triforcer, who had become my new favorite, to fall off the side, and he finished 17th in a 16-man race.
Yep, you hate to see it, and yeah, that grief really did the trick. We were talking about it a little bit with Xwater when he was still here. Like these season 3 games, they're kind of new in competitions. Like we haven't really seen a whole lot of season 3 tournaments, so the strategies to get ahead in those tournaments aren't really there yet. But these players are developing them now, maybe on the fly, or maybe they're considering, hey, we can get a little bit of an edge if we try and grief and do a little bit of a surprise attack on them. Because a lot of these players just try and speedrun those levels. They're not thinking about how to put back a player against them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Oh man, that was a wild bracket. We saw a little bit of everything. Saw almost clean sweep. We saw tie games. We saw heartbreaking losses. We saw some clutch wins. Very wild. We got more coming up, correct?
We just sure do, yep. So that was the last of the episodes for round 1 for our third group. But then following up right away, we're going to be having the round 2 matches for these exact same teams facing off right away here. And we're going to have the scores for you as soon as we've got them inputted. So just stay tuned for those. But yeah, what team out of these 8 that you've seen so far, Grand Pooh Bear, is impressing you the most?
Well, I mean, I just really appreciated what Drew Crew and team could do right there. They seem very in sync. But I mean, I gotta go with Beginning and Sleeping Bear. Sorry, I know I just messed up our graphics guy on that one. Drew Crew.
We can take a little stop here.
Yeah, Drew Crew and Lustros right there. I mean, they came up clutch. They have great communication. You can hear them. The great communication, and not just in the rooting each other on, but just like the way they're talking about the game. It's working really well. And then Beginning and Sleeping Bear, they seem to be on the same page. They're both playing the same style, which I really love to see. They're both looking, I think, for that big win too. They're both really hungry. They've both been around these tournaments, maybe not necessarily had the finishes they feel like they deserve. So I definitely could see them, taking this the most personal and using that as motivation.
For sure. Yeah. Sleeping Bear has won a Twitch Rivals with the likes of Fi and Philly Fan and Fiend, who are all very decorated, I guess, in the Fall Guys scene. So he's seen the highlight, and he wants to bring Beginning up there with him.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, absolutely loving the play from Drew Crew and Lustrous. Takes a lot of dedication to knock out the third place team from the last FallapaTWOza. We're just getting a little update on our scores here. We're just about ready to show you all of them. Quick refresh. We'll fill in Shoujo's slot, and there it is.
Yeah, and why these final scores right now don't reflect a close game. Maybe Trip Hop and Josh Nick were in a bit of a nail biter. FallapaTWOza and GTR, I mean, they had multiple opportunities to get that win there. And the same thing, we already talked about Drew Crew, the crew right there. They were in a nail biter and were fortunate enough to come in clutch there at the end.
Absolutely, yeah. It came down to the last episode, and they dominated it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see moving on, the villains taking on Team Baby Bear. Now, that's going to be one to really watch because the villains are also known for their very aggressive play. They're very in-your-face style, always grabbing, always looking for the opportunity. But guess who else also is? It's Chloe and Sleeping Bear from Team Baby Bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I mean not against the villains, but I'm gonna go with Beginning and Sleeping Bear right there. Baby Bear, they're going. I feel like they're hungry. I just feel like this is their time. I feel like this is their moment in this particular tournament. As far as the crew and Gas, it's hard for me to take anyone on that. We just saw Gas. They stepped on the gas. They never let up on it. In that first round, not surrendering their crown to their opponents at all, never really having that win in any doubt. So all these matchups are going to be very, very intense.
Yeah, Gas missing out on the crown in that last round, but otherwise a dominating kudos performance. 4,600 kudos for Team Gas in that first round is one of the highest we've seen in FallapaTWOza so far.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just getting themselves ready here. We're
How many wins?
Matching the players up, getting them ready for their next
Go ahead
match.
and invite them. I
Gas
guess.
and the crew. Gas and the crew together. That honestly is going to be a scary matchup to watch because the Fall Guys competitive community is a pretty tight-knit group. Like a lot of these players do know each other and they play with each other a lot and they kind of know how each other play. And so pitting them up against each other in a high-stakes environment like this really brings out the best of their play.
Yeah, to see Be More Royale and Crazy Train Team Gas right here. Winner of the Major Fall Guys League and several CMG tournaments. Crazy Train right there. Flexing those stats. And Be More Royale claims he can beat anybody in the OG battle mode of SNES Super Mario Kart. Oh, man, that's a bold statement there, friend. Bold statement.
You got to meet him head on. You got to try and take him down. I remember like Super Mario Kart was the one I grew up on. So, I've got my chops on the battlefield. Statement.
I mean, I wonder there's a couple cheap moves you can do in the island to guarantee some wins. I wonder if he's just speaking of those.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? Be More Royale though, claiming to not only make a name as one of the best Fall Guys player out there, but also claiming to be the god gamer at Super Mario Kart Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, when are we getting net play for the Super Nintendo?
Well, can't you probably emulator it net play, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know this. I haven't used an emulator in many years, but I have to assume.
Because if they can do it for the GameCube, they can.
Right?
Just through emulators, they can do it for Super Nintendo. Somebody get on that. I would love to play Super Mario Kart on stream with other streamers. Hell yeah,
dude. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I got a NBA Jam arcade that runs on Wi-Fi now. So I mean, it's gotta happen, right? There's got to be a way to do that. Chat knows.
Yeah, I've got some comments in the chat saying that the crown totals that you see on the screen aren't necessarily reflective of what they have today. These are the crown totals that they gave us on sign up. So yeah, a lot of these very dedicated players, especially in the wake of hearing that they could earn some of the Fall Guys skins for having high crown totals at the end of February, have been grinding away at this game. So some of them are a little bit lower, but when you get up to 600, when you get up to 1,000, I think the answer there really is just at the end of the day that they play a lot and they win a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing what people will do for some virtual skins. I don't know about you, but I care more about how my Fall Guy looks than how I look in real life. So
that's relatable. Except on a day like today, you know, I had to put the tie on today. So.
Yeah, you're over there looking dapper. So.
Oh, I hear a little Chloe in the background,
What's
and
the
I think
winnings?
that means
I think it's 1,000 for
the
first.
next matchup.
Nice.
Yeah, so you see it's 37 overall, so it's a little lower. Lord. I'm doing well, Butter. We're into round 2, game 1 of our
in this
tournament.
first round race, which means that the lobby is a little bit stunted. It's a little bit smaller. But that, you know, I think Fall Guys has changed their algorithm a little bit. Usually what that would mean is that maybe you only play 3 or 4 episodes. But what it means now is that you have a round 4 race game with like a qualification of like 6. So you get down to the nitty gritty, and you really have to work to get your qualification in. So that could make things interesting at the end.
Yeah. Beautiful boost right there by Trip Hop.
I love when I land on a
PlayStation 1 version coming in clutch.
Yeah, proving to be the definitive version. Saves time in the speedrun.
They're 1-2 and you're 3.
Actually, I'm number 2. I didn't say that, and obviously.
Little correction from Sleeping Bear there. He's number 2. Silver medals across the board for everybody over there. We make our way to the other group, the Whirligig. Now, I'm curious. I wouldn't personally do it in a tournament. I think I would have to lose my mind to make it happen. But there's a way to get out of bounds early in this map. And I wonder if anybody would take the risk in order to get that easy gold medal, or if it's worth just trying to race it out.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like a lot of the coolest strats, the way the Fall Guys tournaments are formatted, they are incentivized to finish first, but you know, I think the worry is that if you don't finish it all, you're pretty. Wow, how did Drew Crew slide underneath that fan right there?
Yeah, he did the limbo and snuck his way in. That was great.
That was a head first dive like I've never seen before. But yeah, I just don't think a lot of players are willing to risk that, especially because if you go out in round 1, I mean, that is just such a huge kudo loss.
Yeah, you really got to consider that. And, you know, the kudos matter again, right? So if you can be consistent in getting like a top 5 placement, then you're going to want to take that over the risky thing. So
I made it myself. Literally by myself.
Now I'm kind of curious what we just came into, Sleeping Bear. What has he made? Chat, can you fill us in?
Wait a minute, give me a second.
Maybe his alert?
It could be.
Sleeping Bear going for the nothing but 5 strat. Using
one of them's taking the fan approach too.
For both swag and accuracy.
Not that that really impacts anything at all.
Working for me.
There's a split of strats between both teams, actually. You got Sleeping Bear and Joshin both going for the 5-5-5.
They got first.
Yeah,
they got first.
You got first?
No, they got first.
8-7.
It's fine though.
It was real close between the two of them, which one got first. But you can hear Chloe saying the trip hop.
They're gonna lag behind a little bit.
Yeah, and you see the 8-7 proving to be the superior strat, by the way. If there was any debate.
Speedrunners take note. That's right. World record these days is 12 seconds on that level, and you have to cross your fingers and hope for a little bit of glitchiness, because sometimes the gold ring at the end can duplicate, and you'll get double points for it. That's the only way you can get world record nowadays.
Silver. Nice. May actually have gotten bronze there.
Easy quals across the board in this gate crash. No big surprise there. Gate crash is not one of those race games that you kind of
not sure who it
about,
is.
You know?
Honestly, it doesn't matter, but I think they may have gotten bronze. It's possible. All right. Let's go. Next game forward. Let's go.
I mean, gate crash isn't again though. It's not freebie anymore. If you hit that final gate, you can have a bad situation happen to you. So.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Especially in a second round.
With as many games as we're playing today, I would not be surprised if we see someone go down in gate crash.
Anything can happen in FallapaTWOza. We've seen weirder. We've seen a seed, like a first seed competitor go out in a perfect match due to just some bad desync and a tornado at the wrong place at the wrong time. So anything can happen in Fall Guys. You got any favorites, Grand Pooh Bear? Who are you expecting to come out on top on these matchups?
Oh man, I'm
you
already.
Can go
I mean,
you can get like a
Hoopsie
at 10 and go down to 6, or like a Freezy Peak at 10 and go down to 6.
And then we're gonna go. Yeah, you know, but Drew Crew. We'll go with the Crew on the other one. Not favorites, but just I like the way they're playing right now. Lots of personality. Liking these teams.
Yeah, I really enjoy the communications that those two have got going on right now. You can tell that they are in the zone. You can tell that they are they're in the game. You know, they have everything locked down. All their bases are covered.
They're playing like a unit.
That's right.
Which not that, don't get me wrong. What Trip Hop and the villains, Josh Nick, are doing. It's very, very impressive. But I wouldn't say they're playing quite like a unit right now. You know, it seems like they're playing a bit more individual, maybe not as much communication. Maybe they like it that way. You know, maybe they like it that way. But the way Beginning and Sleeping Bear are talking, they're loose, they're having fun. I really like that team right now.
For sure, yeah. Chloe getting yeeted off the side, but just staying in bounds. And both of these teams are really well known for their grabbing, as we said before. So a lot of griefing happening, a lot of grabs, a lot of hands flying. But everybody makes it through, I think, and we're going to be looking at all 11 qualifying.
All right, that's going to be big. I got the
Chloe with the gold medal, too.
Nice.
Yeah, she's going to get that ever clutch gold medal. Any lead you can get in round 1 puts the pressure immediately on your opponent. So you want to get as many gold medals as you can in this first episode.
That's right. And we see your favorite Grand Pooh Bear roll off right here. Now, it's early. You know, when do you think the grab strats come in? Do they come in early, or do they come in when you need them most?
Yo, okay, here's my opinion about it. Kudos in the first game matter just like kudos in the last game. So why not try and push your opponent off when you can? That's my logic. I'm sticking to it.
Yep, I understand that logic completely. Just they're kind of just minding their own business. You know, Lustrous is you know, making hands right now, trying to get it going.
This is the most
trying to figure it out, but
it's the longest thing ever.
nothing.
I'm gonna grab him.
Yeah, you can tell. That's what I always think too. When you're in a rollout, it doesn't even matter that it's the safest rollout of all time. With the time, every second that ticks by seems to be slower than the last one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rollout's one of those games, as you see right there, getting the quick 6 on Hoopsies. Rollout's one of those games where anything can happen at any second. You know, it's not a game where you can jump out to an early lead and then make a mistake. It's like, no, your one mistake.
I have nothing.
You can play perfect, but your one mistake can end you.
We gotta make it in. There's actually only a 6th person here.
So, always going to be nerve-wracking.
Absolutely, yeah. And both of the villains are in at this point, so it's up to Team Baby Bear to make the last spots. 4 out of 6. They both have to qualify.
I see the other gold.
All right, you need to get that gold there. I'm gonna take this one here, and I should be fine. If you can get that gold, we can
Yep, the qualification, the qualification relies on this commentary right now. You can hear.
It's fine.
Oh, just like that.
No.
Sleeping Bear is out.
Dude, they're giving us a goddamn hoopsie legend.
No, unfortunately, I feel like I jinxed them. This is my fault, Sleeping Bear and Bay. Don't be mad at me, but this is 100% my fault.
Providing the hope, you know, you said that they were the favorites, and
body block.
that's that might have been what put him under commentator's curse, you know.
Absolutely my fault right there.
All right, and we're just kind of slithering our way through a team game now. If you're Chloe plays aggressive in Jump Showdown. We're talking about somebody.
I just gotta play it a little smarter here. I'm gonna play it a little more tactical.
Is very aggressive to the point where they have a YouTube video teaching people how to grab in Fall Guys. This is what Chloe's all about. This is her element. Do you think that she's going to be able to tank this 1v2 against the villains right now?
Do I think she can do this? Absolutely, she can do this. Her problem is going to be the fact that she needs to at least get one of these villains eliminated early. You know, before they have an opportunity to take her down, she needs to take one of them down.
Decent tile spacing right now.
Yeah.
Try to grow for
and you got to do it early. You got to catch him by surprise, you know, because as soon as it enters that like 1.5 minute zone, and there you go, you see it right here. Trip hop getting eliminated, and now it's a 1v1 situation.
This is very, very exciting right now for Chloe.
Chloe is interestingly going for the dragon. Oh, this is really weird to see.
All right, I 1v2. Oh, wow. Just time it out. Just time it out.
There they go, and it's just Chloe left. Just Chloe remains against an NPC on the blue platform on the other side, so all Chloe has to do is jump it out, and if she wins the crown, then she gets the advantage for her team, despite having lost a sleeping bear in the round before.
Time it out.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a wild turn of events there. Both of their opponents, it almost looked like they were both trying to grab beginning, missed and grabbed each other.
Get the good cycles.
And then went down. You know, that was just a crazy turn of events.
Watch them for me.
That's right. You know, and you were talking about maybe the other team not being as coordinated together, and I think it really mattered in that moment.
Okay.
Yeah, they should have had someone
calm myself down a little
right
bit
away.
Here.
Just be on Chloe. You know what I mean? Just be on Chloe. We have the kudos lead, but
okay.
They didn't play it that way, and unfortunately it cost them. And you see Chloe right now doing everything she can to bring home a crown for Sleeping
slow,
Bear.
Cool, calm, collected. We're not out of the woods yet.
You hear her talking to herself.
The endurance has to be there, you know. 5 minutes is a really long time, especially in a tournament setting like this. And it doesn't matter if she double crowns. She just needs to make sure that she does come away with one.
He's playing.
Yeah, she is not playing against that NPC right now.
That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
I can do that.
All is well.
Had a late night of rusting, man. Had a late night of rusting. Just gonna be. Yeah, I was up to like 4:30. It was a whole thing, you know. And then I was up with the kid this morning.
On screen.
It didn't even sleep.
Like a 10-second delay.
No, I mean
I
slept, but it was a few hours at best. The thing was, my wife's been so amazing, and she's been getting up with the kid every day. So like last night, I was like, no, I'm getting up with him. And even today, I still didn't get up with him, but I tried as hard as I could as soon as he was awake. So
of course, yeah.
Yeah, she still beat me to it, but you know, you got to get up early with the Munchkin. They're not letting you sleep in. The late night gaming gets a little bit rougher.
Rust is really like an entertaining game. Like it reminds me of Minecraft. If Minecraft existed in a more, I guess, real setting,
it's not. The building isn't as deep, but definitely like the combat and PvP and stuff is deeper.
Right.
As we have this incredible picture-in-picture. That was just one of the greatest picture-in-pictures I've ever seen in my life.
A little transition showing that Team Gas is also solo in a jump showdown of their own. So as soon as Chloe is done timing out this jump showdown, we'll have another one to visit. And interestingly enough, we're in a situation here where again, no double crowns in a jump showdown. It just doesn't happen at FallapaTWOza for some reason.
For some reason, the Fall Guys gods do not want a double crown in this event.
Totally allowed for points, totally allowed for the double kudos that you would get for your team, or like the even kudos you would get if you were separated like this, but it just doesn't happen. City Limit saying we got 45 more seconds on the clock. You can actually see the clock in the bottom right corner. 4:30, got 30 seconds left. Chloe's no stranger to timing out these jump showdowns. She's just got to keep the endurance for just a little bit.
Don't give me the time at this point. I'll be
on
them.
You see her doing the 360s. Before people did that because we thought it wouldn't take their jump, but now I feel like it's kind of been like a rhythm thing for a lot of players.
Absolutely.
Really helps them stay in rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of things with games that you kind of just autopilot, and because it's
that's my game.
Rhythmic, there you go.
Wow, nice. And you see
Chloe
the pop off.
Clutches out and gonna grab the crown for an early lead despite going 1v2 in that first episode. Gotta be feeling good about that.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw the pop off right there. It's going to give them a nice about 500 kudo point lead, I'm guessing. Puts all the pressure on her opponents. And not only that, it it breaks their soul a little bit. You know what I mean? You had a 2v1 situation, and not only did you not capitalize on it with a crown yourself, but unfortunately, you let your opponent sneak in a crown, and instead of going away with a commanding lead, you find yourself down.
That's right. That can be really rough, you know, and you gotta really hope that you don't let your spirits get demoralized by something like that, you know?
Yes!
There goes the banana, and not even needing a timeout for Be More Royal, outlasting the NPCs and getting a crown for his team as well.
Oh, you caught me in a Red Bull get up move. I was trying to go for it. I was trying to sneak out. I mean, 2 jump showdown wins right there, very clutch. I mean, going to beginning, I mean, that was just an incredible move to get rid of the first player early and then just hang on, avoid all the grabs. It was very, very impressive.
Very well played. And, you know, the communication in those 2v1 situations, you can't get caught flat-footed. Even if you have that advantage, you can't just rely on that being your ticket to the next round. You know, you got to still play it with a little bit of strategy in order to eliminate their opponent. And I think that maybe the villains just didn't have that communication going. And that's what cost them in that final.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how these leads shake out. Were the teams that didn't get crowns, were they able to get a few extra gold medals in there, get those extra 30-point bonuses? But I mean, right now you're looking at a situation where you're looking at 2 teams that are going to be having commanding favorites going into episode 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're getting those scores updated right now. And, you know, even though these teams have kind of panned out in this way, even though the teams that are leading are going to enjoy their nice, comfy spot, this is only first episode of 3, so anything is possible. The comeback can happen. So
yeah, absolutely. If you're down right now, what are you thinking? What's your logic when you're down right now going into game 2?
When I go into game 2 in this situation, you know, you take a deep breath, you say, okay, that wasn't our game. They edged us out a little bit in the crowns, but I got to keep my consistent gameplay up. There's still a lot of time. There's still anything that can happen in round 2 and round 3. If I see an opportunity to get them out, you know, I've always got it in the back of my mind. I'm throwing the rollouts, you know, I'm looking at the rollout and I'm seeing, hey, maybe they just get caught flat-footed. I'm looking to make those plays if I can make them, because any chance that I can get opens the door for us to take it right back.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see right here, this kudo count, beginning Sleeping Bear, about 520 kudos. Yeah, you're gonna think Trip Hop in the villains are gonna have to get a crown right there to get come back on that. You see Be More Royale and Crazy Train, big lead, 700 kudos over Druku and Lustras right now. A lot of time left though. A lot of
time left, yeah. I mean, the crown is the separator, but also you can see the villains are doing a lot better with the kudos. And what is this performance we have for Be More Royal? KC Chiefs coach busting through the brick wall. Is that what's going on here?
Andy Reid right there. You know, you see the Kansas City Chiefs. They are coming to the Kansas City Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. Could that be a little bit of foreshadowing here from our competitor, looking to go ahead and place, you know, go through this grueling tournament and get to the Super Bowl of Fall Guys, the FallapaTWOza finals.
FallapaTWOza finals, yeah. You honestly, you gotta love the creativity of the no sniping screens that all these players have. They really go all out, and it's become such a part of like the Fall Guys competitive scene that everybody's kind of added their own flavor to it.
I love that one. It's really fun.
I really like that.
Front swan. It is fun. Good.
All right, matchup headed your way. The Crew and Gas. And again, Crew not in a position of power right now, but anything can happen. Interesting to see that Lustrous goes to the right side. Using the yeet in the middle kind of gets them up to the front of the pack, but that first wheel always spins clockwise, so it's better to go on the left side. And as you can see, everybody who did go on the left side is now up at the front of the pack, leading the charge. Be More Royal, breaking away.
That's some high-level knowledge right there, and that's something, again, you know, a very quick kind of like optimization that you can learn just by, you know, watching.
Dude, somebody got
Absolutely.
the shortcut and
Yeah.
took first place.
Oh wait.
Oh my god.
Somebody got the shortcut and took first place. There's somebody in this game that is gamer enough to do the out-of-bounds shortcut and steal the gold medal from our participants right now.
It's another weird
I mean,
ball number.
right there,
So
you
we're gonna have to
They're
keep
gonna
You
get
know
first, but that's okay.
that someone's gonna be very, very good in
I'll get
that
a
lobby.
silver.
You know,
I'll get
you know that's gonna be a very, very competitive lobby outside of just the people you're going with.
And it might not be a FallapaTWOza contestant, but it is an absolute gamer. And those NPCs, you obviously can't underestimate them, you know?
I'm gonna be in top 50. It's fine.
Hidden
though.
Fates. I would personally.
And it looks like we
want
have another
cosmic
situation
eclipse
where the
or,
lobby
like,
started with a small number. 35
Rolling
qualifying
Skies
means that this is a first-round game.
Like anything like that, but I don't know what he has this time around.
You see right now, 43, lucky for them, no opportunity for a jinx.
Knock on wood, of course. We'll see when this loading screen happens. If the loading screen sticks around for an extra couple seconds, then maybe we might have to be scared again. But nope, immediate flash to white into a rollout. And again, you're asking me, what situation do you want to be in if you're behind, if you're in Drew Crew's situation right now? Maybe you guys team up. Maybe you guys try and pick off one of the team gas and make this a 2v1 going into the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a 2v1 situation or even, you know, a 2-0 situation, you can make up your deficit right here, even without a crown.
Yeah. That epic gamer that we're talking about in the lobby that just pulled off that shortcut. Maybe that gamer comes away with the crown, but if you don't have another team to face off against, you don't have to worry about that. You can still accumulate kudos pretty fast if it's just you and your teammate.
And as we see right here, none of our players going for it at all. You know, one thing I will say is for the players that have done it in the past, especially like Fi-Fi, he's very sneaky about it. You know what I mean? He doesn't, if he's going to take a shot, he wants it to count.
They're still just hanging out over there. I mean, it's a smart play for them.
And that's the thing, is like, you kind of have to be unassuming. I feel like a lot of players' ideas for rollout is to just kind of camp an area, maybe like stay on the blue and then transfer over to the purple when it's convenient and then just go back to blue or something like that. Maybe your strategy is to kind of just cross across every so often. There's also a pretty well-known safe path, we'll say, that like maybe 30 seconds into the match, you can kind of always be on these safe, large portions of the roll-offs if you know where you're going. So players use that a lot, but if you're like Fi-Fi was really good at kind of weaseling around and not really doing anything that had a specific pattern. He was just kind of going around and seeing if he could take his shot.
Yeah, and I think that's like super important, kind of being
two more
in a situation like this, you know, not especially when you're playing the same guys multiple games. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh man, I need a mute button for this. Is, you know, when you're playing against the same guys 3 games in a row, they can start to learn your tactics. Like when Fi-Fi's playing it, and he's a great example of it. It's erratic movements can help you get into those situations where you can push someone off.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just try your best to avoid the arrows.
No packs
Little
for
team
me.
strategy
Which one's
from
the desinker? Is
Big
it
Inning and
superhero?
Sleeping Bear together there.
I think it's a superhero right
Now,
now.
I do like to see Jump Club because we've already said it once, we'll say it again. Both of these teams are very well known for their
Did they like
griefing
it?
tactics. We've already seen Chloe come away with some really
I'm sure they
bold
liked it.
moves.
Sun and
And
Moon still up. I like Sun and
maybe
Moon.
a sneaky one on Jump
They
Club
said Sun and
is
Moon,
something
they
that
said
we'll see
Sword and
here.
Shield are slept on. Getting grabbed by, I think, an ice cream cone.
Alright, just move away from them. Move away from them.
NPCs causing problems, you can hear in the commentary there.
Take an easy jump.
Oh, a little bit of grabbing there. Chloe ran right into the pack of the
Coming
villains
around. We'll go
there.
Right here. Easy jump.
Staying safe for another jump.
Trying to grab, that isn't me. They're being
Yeah, they're lucky to get the vanilla one, but the one thing about the vanilla one is this one's gonna go on for a
They saw you
long
doing that.
time
It can
now.
work.
Yep, and it gets real
They saw you
fast
grab
and
me,
pretty
like, "Hey, wait,
unpredictable.
let's grab each other."
Oh,
Go in.
Chloe going for a little grab there on Jashin, not able to pull it off, but bold plays, sticking around her
Little do
opponents
they
is a
know,
pretty
I'm a
smart
professional
move.
grabber.
isn't a green head is definitely desyncing terribly.
Yeah, I liked Jashin too. Let her know that
The green head's
he
the
wasn't
one that
scared of it. Grabbed her
like,
back.
Okay.
Oh, the funny looking one.
Well, the other
Now they're
Seagreen's
kind
the
of
bad one.
clustered in their own little packs here. The bar's going a little too fast to pull off anything successful, but you see Chloe getting up in there again.
This is a long.
Oh, a very risky grab.
Ooh, burning and crimson.
Ooh.
I like burning.
Yeah, that jump showdown went so long it actually timed out. You heard Chloe say 7 out of 8 eliminated. On to a little Wall Guys. Now, people sleep on Wall Guys. I think Wall Guys was my favorite of the Season 2 games, personally.
They got the first place, I believe.
Same. Yeah, Wall Guys, definitely my favorite of the Season 2 games.
Yeah, they got some randoms
No
on their
doubt.
side, bro.
Lots of people like
Chill.
the Hoopsy
Chill
Heroes
randoms.
for good
Chill
reason.
randoms, calm
It's
down.
very stressful in a competitive setting, but I do love me some Wall Guys. It's a speedrunner's paradise too, you know. The intended part of the game is to like jump over the walls and then like push the blocks in the correct order. But if you're a speedrunner, you kind of just see right over that. You know, you see the path to take above all of that nonsense, jump right over the top.
Yeah, especially after the Wall Guys update where you don't grab, you prioritize the ledge over a player. It really made that game just like super solid. And even before that, I just thought it was an extreme amount of fun. And it has like that perfect balance of skill and chaos that makes Fall Guys like such a fun game. Like that's when Fall Guys is at its best.
Yeah, it's a good kind of encapsulation of what Fall Guys is all about to begin with, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
This game, on the other hand, you've already said this is probably not your favorite Season 3 game.
No. I don't think it's a bad game, though. You know what I mean? I don't think it's inherently like a bad game. There's definitely games I like worse than this. It's just, I think that speaks to how good Season 3 games are.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. It's just kind of got outshined, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And also, you know, we're speaking from a perspective of we kind of like to make our games a little bit competitive. We like to, we see in these games the value of being able to kind of have a friendly competition about it, and the team games do eat away at that a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
the team games are incorporated into Fall Guys as a kind of buffer for casual players to give them the opportunity to win in a situation where they otherwise wouldn't. So any team game that we see is obviously not going to be our favorite.
Where the heck are they?
Yeah, absolutely.
We should be fine at breaking free from them. I'm just
Yep. You can see one person from each of the other teams. In fact, the red ball has no red players on it at all. The red team
just where are the red? I guess there's one playing defense right there.
We got 2 reds over here now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Two playing defense.
They're all playing defense, but really,
it's like Tripp's helping him out though, getting him at least 1 or 2 snowballs right there, making him feel good. Like, good guy, Tripp.
giving him a participation medal, I think. I mean, to their credit, they are keeping this game going a long time because the red team just gave up on their own ball and just focusing on yellow here. But there they go. And right into the other Season 3 team game, we got Penguin Pursuit.
Okay, never mind. This is the worst Season 3 game. I just forget this game even exists.
It's a pretty rare one. That's why. You don't see it very often. But I think the game is good in theory. It's kind of like what Team Tail Tag, or like the Tail Tag games, we talk about how we could make Tail Tag better, and we say, oh, why don't you just make it about the time that you hold it? You know?
Well, here you go, and it shows. I think this one was almost like the Fall Guys dev team saying, "Oh, you wanted to go by time? Look at how boring that will be." You know what I mean?
I think
there you go, bud.
We all thought it was a good idea, but it ran into one pretty major flaw, and that's when you get to a certain time, like say you're behind by 50 points and there's only 20 seconds left, you kind of know that you're done, right? The game is already over before you even have a chance to finish it.
Yeah, it's just not an ideal game.
Now we've got the 2 grabbiest teams in FallapaTWOza going off against each other, 2v2 in a roll-off now. I'm excited to see what's going on. You already are seeing the hands fly. You're already seeing Chloe get a bit aggressive. You're already seeing Trip Hop get a bit aggressive.
All right, we're gonna go for the black bean here. No, we can't. Okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah, I mean, Chloe came up clutch in game 1. Can she do it again? Sleeping Bear.
Stay over there. Be careful. They might try to pop you.
Can I just compliment how smooth this stream looks?
One's dead.
Goodness gracious, did you see the pop from Sleeping Bear eliminating Joshin? We're in a 2v1 situation now.
That was a nice play right there. But we've seen Trip Hop. Like, we've seen Trip Hop come up clutch in these situations in the first round. Can he do it again? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, PS1 input delay. Got to come in clutch here in this 2v1 situation. Chloe is actually just going for the NPCs. She's just trying to thin the herd. She wants to make this a true 2v1 situation against Trip Hop.
I mean, that's bold. I mean, if I'm oh, Chloe.
Oh, just
no.
getting the bad cycle, getting a little carried away with pushing people off the edge. So now we're in a 1v1. Trip Hop versus Sleeping Bear.
Yeah, no, one thing I'm noticing about Sleeping Bear is he's getting a little bit deeper, like 4 or 5 steps deeper into the yellow or blue. Whereas Trip Hop's only staying about 1 or 2. Oh, and as I just say that, Sleeping Bear is going to go down. Amazing how this happened. The tables have turned, and
that's going to be it. Yeah, Trip Hop coming away.
Reversal of game 1 right there. You saw a 2-on-1 situation in game 1 against Beginning. And oh my gosh, you never see this final anymore. But yeah, I mean, that was a complete reversal right there from our teams. The 2v1, apparently you want to be down 2v1 here in FallapaTWOza because that means you're about to get a crown. Wow, I can't remember the last time. So this is actually very interesting because Tail Tag Final is probably considered most people's least favorite final. But it's super awesome in tournaments. It's actually like the best final in tournaments, in my opinion.
This one?
Yeah, I think it's so good in events. It's so good in competitive Fall Guys. I don't know. I just think it's like
can't get anywhere.
Super fun to watch in competitive Fall Guys.
I am gonna have to agree with you there, honestly.
Yeah.
It is super fun to watch, and because it just comes down to the wire, you know.
Yeah.
It really could go either way. And, you know, it's obviously very nerve-wracking for the competitors, but it also gives, you know, these 1v2 situations a little bit of weight. And who's got it right now? It's an NPC. Drew Crew walking away with it. He's going to run.
Wow,
this is what we're talking about right now. He's on the run.
You're actually the best.
And Drew Crew's going to snag it.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Beautiful win right there. Don't call it a comeback.
That game is so lame.
Second round games.
FallapaTWOza, the FallapaTWOza of like the 1v2 like underdog situations, honestly.
Wow, I mean the comebacks like have been very impressive. You know, you see it sometimes where a team wins game 1, game 2, game 3 kind of means nothing at that point, but that's not the case in either of these games. They're all coming down to game 3. This final episode. It's going to be interesting to see where these kudos shake down, but it's going to be razor thin margins in both of these matchups.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be close right across the board. You know, the teams that didn't win the crown in the first episode are coming back and winning the crowns in the second one. So points across the board are going to be, the margins are going to be razor thin. I'm excited to see what we're dealing with going in. And honestly, the closest round 2 that we've had so far, not just from one of the matchups, but both of them.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about momentum before, but like all the momentum now shifts back in favor of you know, Drew Crew's team and the villains. Now, you know, you can feel it just the way it moved right there. And they came from these 2v1 situations, which kind of amplifies you. It kind of pumps you up a little bit. So, I mean, I say that, but at the same time, like, you know, it didn't help Beginning and Sleeping Bear. So we'll see how that works out going into this final game. I'm excited to see where these points come out. This is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, we try and follow that momentum. We follow it back and forth, and you know, anything can happen in Fall Guys, right? Whoever keeps a level head going into this third episode is going to be the one that makes it through, that makes it happen. So that'd be interesting to see. We're just tabulating the points right now, and we'll be able to show you just how close these matchups are in just a few short moments. And look at that, Villains and Baby Bear. So Villains grabbing that crown, solidifying a little bit of a lead over Team Baby Bear with that win. You have to remember Sleeping Bear kind of dipped in the points in the first round because of the elimination in the round prior. But also draw your attention to the other game that we have going on here. For the second time tonight, a round 2 tie between our two teams.
Drew Crew involved in both of them. We saw them come up clutch last time. Will they be able to hold off gas after that? One thing I want to point out right there, Lustra's having the lowest point total when it comes to kudos. Like, are those gold medals going to play a factor after that second round? Another thing I want to point out, Beginning and Sleeping Bear also only able to get 440 in that second round, where you see Joshnik all the way up there with 545. That really, really helps them. Baby Bear, Team Baby Bear is looking at a situation where they really, really, really want to be aggressive and try and get an elimination on Trip Hop and Josnik. Otherwise, they're going to have to get a crown to advance.
Yeah, you're right about that. It really does come down to the kudos. Like we said a bunch of times, it's not just the crowns. It's about the kudos. And especially these really close matchups that we're seeing now. Anything can happen. If the crowns don't happen, then the kudos are there, and you got to be dominating those races in order to stay afloat and move it on to the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Josh in the chat right now saying it ain't about the crowns, but the kudos. In the next group, I think in our group 4, we have a team named the Kudos Seekers, so hopefully they use their magnetic kudos powers to bring some good energy to them. Help them move on. They know it's about the kudos.
They know what's up. They know what's up.
Maybe we can take a peek while we're waiting for these teams to ready up. We can take a peek again at some of these player cards, see what their backgrounds are. Trip Hop, the Tecmo Bowl champion.
Yeah, I mean, Joshnik, I want to talk about this a little bit, though. Qualified Slime Climb Yeetus with his eyes closed. Did he have his eyes closed the whole Slime Climb, or did he close his eyes right when he got to Yeetus? I got to know more about the story.
That's what I'm curious about, too, because I look at that and I think, okay, you climbed up Slime Climb, fully sighted, you're good to go, you made it up first, you're all by yourself, then you put the blindfold on just to walk into the hammer, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if we're just talking about walking into the hammer, I don't know how much accomplishment that is. You know, I want to know more about this story. I got to see, like, what other blindfolded you got in there? Like, I'm challenging him to yeet everything blindfolded at this point.
There you go.
All Yeetus blindfolded speedrun from Joshnik in the future.
That's 2 medals above him.
That's honestly like a pretty big niche in the speedrunning community, is doing stuff blindfolded. You got like punch out people who just memorize literally every audio cue to make the fight go exactly the way they need to.
Oh shoot!
We'll see it first in Fall Guys, maybe.
Yeah, big gold medal right there by Beginning, by the way. She needs that. They need that a lot. While they can't get back on gold medals alone, they need every kudo they can. And I mean, again, they're going to want to try and get an elimination. If they see a rollout, if they see
we're down about 200 kudos,
I mean,
say, so it's a
what other early
game.
games can we really get people eliminated
Thank
from
you for hanging
now?
out.
I mean, at this point in time.
Let's go, Aztec.
I mean,
it's like rollout is like the only early game you can really get them eliminated from.
So many opportunities. You know, we haven't seen any slime climbs in these rounds yet.
No.
But slime climb is a perfect opportunity to kind of catch your opponents by surprise. You know, if you're the first one up the mountain,
maybe
you can stay at some checkpoints. Oh yeah, perfect match. Catch them on their heels. Yeah. You know, kind of a sleeper fest in some tournaments because you kind of just expect the players to know which fruits to stand on. But you know, if you get caught in the group and you get caught in a whirlwind, you can fly off the stage, or maybe you team up, you got those communications going, and you pop one of your opponents off the edge when they're not looking.
Yeah, again, we're going to see Beginning. She's going to go for the 7-8 strat or 8-7 strat, depending on which one you want to do first. The idea is to take 2 full paths down the ski mountain and get your 15 points and get out of there.
Yep, you see Josh on the left side doing just that.
Also. Meanwhile, Sleeping Bear is going to be taking what we now can confirm is a slower strat, and as you see it backfired on him. That's the downfall of the 5-5-5 strat. And what I mean by that is you go straight down and try and get the 5 skee ball hole at the end 3 times. You know, it's simple, 15 points. The downfall of it though is if you don't get a 5 right there, you're putting yourself in a tough situation.
Yeah, he had to go down the hill in extra time, as you can see, but he is going to be qualifying and moving on. All 4 of them are. And our other matchup is gearing up and getting ready to go, starting off with the Dizzy Heights.
Yeah,
starting to get some deja vu. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what the first episode was in the other game.
Yeah, I mean, and you see right here, Drew Crew, I mean, already coming into this situation, already having a do or die, essentially overtime, sudden death game. He knows what this is like, heading out to a beautiful Dizzy Heights first place finish right there. But hot on his heels is Crazy Train, but that is going to give them, if you guys are scoring at home, and assuming the other 2 players get silver medals, that's going to give Drew Crew a 30 kudo lead right now.
That's right. And every little bit is going to count.
Literally because they're tied.
They are tied right down to the very kudo.
Grabbed me and shit, but you know what? That makes sense because I probably just like took out so many randoms on the way to like where I am now. So the randoms are coming back.
Ooh, and we like to see a little fruit shoot. You see the yeet, and I think that a lot of players like to see that yeet because then you can just do what Jashin's doing here. Coming up the left side, immediate hammer hit to make it up the mountain just very easily. But the qualification number here is only 11, so everybody else is going to be rushing to fill those last slots. Chloe on the right side looking like number 2.
What's Chloe? This is an interesting move by Chloe. I don't know if this is the game I would do. I'd let the fruit do the work for me, but...
My first yeet, it sent me flying to the sky. And then
she knows what she has to do, you know?
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to kind of grief some of the NPCs even to try and secure a spot for Sleeping Bear. Could have backfired, you know? If you get hit by a cinnamon stick in the back of the head, you might be all the way down the mountain again, and tough luck. But she knew what she was doing. And look at this. I was talking about deja vu. We're going right from a Dizzy Heights into a ski fall, just like the other match.
They're playing the same game.
It's just like a time warp or something.
What's up, Fall Guys algorithm? Hook us up, man.
Yeah. You know, I'd always say that if I had the control, if I was able to like cater the episodes, how interesting that would be for a tournament situation, you know?
Oh, I would love that.
Being able to pick the games that you see. Obviously, team games would be out because we kind of treat those as an intermission screen anyway, but you know, what kind of like patterns of games we could see. Maybe we can try and instigate some more grabbing by throwing more rollouts into the equation. Maybe some more nail biter moments by throwing some of those low qual races in. I think it would be such a great addition one day.
I mean, it'd be super fun to know. Like, you could have like round 1, you know the final is gonna be Fall Mountain, and round 2, you know the final is gonna be, you know, this. That'd be I don't know. That'd be really fun. Or even like before you like spin a wheel, like, oh, what final are we gonna do? What's, you know, like.
Totally.
There's so many good situations where you can make. Well, I guess spinning a wheel is just the same thing they do, but I could do it and it'd be visually more fun.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. Add a little bit of flair to our tournaments, you know, media.
Yeah, there's just a lot of situations where if we could pick our games, it would be really fun in my opinion.
No, you're better.
Because I'm missing some slime climb right now. I've seen ski fall a bunch, and we've talked about it. I like ski fall, but give us some slime climb, baby.
For sure. Look at this. Look at this mirror image we got going on here. So
this seems rigged at this point, right?
This is fishy. I swear we have no control over this. I promise. If you noticed, Sleeping Bear actually gave up their spot to Chloe into the finals. One of them had to get eliminated because of an NPC. So it's going to be a 2v1 situation in the finals again for Sleeping Bear.
Okay, they're both on me right now.
15 to qual in this one, so a little bit more breathing room than the one we just watched.
Didn't get that grab off well. That's my way.
And everybody's kind of playing passive up this way. Nobody's trying to grab. Nobody's really within arm's reach to cause any problems. They're all just playing their game. Crazy Train going to be the first one in.
He might give him bronze.
No, I'm behind him now.
If you look through
gonna be important.
It's off to the crown.
Yeah.
That's going to get back that Dizzy Heights gold medal they lost earlier to Drew Crew. Drew Crew's going to be a little bit high, you know, that there might have been some bronze medals from them right there.
I think that I can't tell if this person's trying.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. The kudos are bouncing back and forth. Who knows how the ski fall went necessarily as well. So, yeah, that one's going to be a nail biter. It's going to really come down to the kudos or the crowns. You know, a crown obviously seals the deal as well. Speaking of crowns, Chloe needs a crown in this episode. She needs to come hot against the villains to make the win happen here.
Yeah, and I mean, but this is where she wants to be in a 2-on-1 situation. Unfortunately for her, this is one of the hardest games to win in a 2-on-1. I mean, you know, you got to stay. Her goal right now is just stay away from anyone with a red arrow above their head. Just get away from them. Wherever they are, she does not want to be there because they could just grab her and take her down to the ice, and that's going to end her day.
Yep, you can see both of them at anywhere in Chloe's vicinity. They've just running directly at her with their arms out. But Chloe also knows that she is one of the best grabbers in the game, and she's kind of, you know, staying close. I'm actually surprised by this move. You know, Joshin doesn't really have a lot of breathing room. Chloe's just right there, looking for an opportunity to strike, as you can see. Just very aggressive play.
Oh, I mean, she got him to ragdoll there. Just unfortunately for her, too much ice left. But she's kind of playing goalie right now, just blocking this off. This is like a linebacker chasing down a running back in the open field right here.
Yep, she knows. I think she knows that it's still the early stage of the game. There's not a whole lot of risk to kind of just getting up in Joshin's business and just telling them, you know, you kind of have something to worry about here.
I'm coming over.
Now she's going to go to the other side now, where Trip Hop is. And now she's going to, looks like she's, no, not on her own island yet. Is she gonna go ahead and make her own island? No, she's gonna opt to go over to the right side.
They're trying to cut me off.
She can jump over, and now she's back with her friend Josh and trying to slide underneath him, maybe get him to ragdoll
I don't think it's gonna be enough
and
for
fall off.
The ability to
they're coming over for me immediately. That's fine.
The ability to play the game and use the desync to your advantage is a really underrated kind of ability. You know, if you know that you can kind of dive ahead of somebody in order to knock them into the slime, and you're really proficient at that, then you can use that to your advantage. But you have to see Trip Hop is kind of on an island by themselves, minding their own business. Meanwhile, Joshin is just running all of these extra tiles out. They've got an NPC over here as well. There's not a whole lot of room really left to breathe. So
I'm okay.
Joshin's in the slime. It's down now to Chloe. Okay, look at this. She has a little bit of a runway that she can deal with here. It's really close.
It's going to be interesting to see where she goes. Is she going to be able to get this jump?
What a play! What a play! And she is obviously popping off. What an incredible play!
The clutch! Oh my gosh, Chloe clutch over there. Incredible moves. 2 different 2v1 situations. No offense, Sleeping Bear, but you should just get eliminated more often because that is working out for your team. Wow.
I cannot believe what I've seen. Absolutely outstanding plays from Chloe to bring her team into Sunday. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. Those moves, you can't get more clutch than that in a thin ice. She knew exactly where she needed to go, and she carved that path out.
That was one of the most impressive thin ice performances I've ever seen. I mean, she did not give, sorry, not Trip Hop, Javits, she didn't give him anywhere to go. She was just running back and forth. He kept running back and forth, and it looked like he wanted to cut inside and kind of get in the mix of things. And she just kept cutting him off, annoying him, and keeping him on his heels where he couldn't make a move and couldn't be aggressive. You know what I mean? And then the way she just jumped around and started to avoid people when it was time was, man, that was great.
It was exciting to watch. And to finish off the round 2 for these Group C participants. We've got a jump showdown. Everybody's involved. It comes down to this. You know, we were talking about it's about the kudos. Everybody's in this final, so now it's all about the crown. Thinning out the herd here. 2 out of 9 eliminated, so we've got 7 players remaining, I think. 8 players remaining, maybe. And you can see the fists are flying, the grabs are happening. Drew Crew just about takes a dive off the side, but is saved by a little bit of NPC grabs. And Crazy Train goes
right
out.
There, Crazy Train. And Lustros goes out. We're in a 1v1 situation.
Lustrous goes out, and so does Drew Crew now. So it's all down to Be More Royal. Be More Royal has already won a Jump Showdown crown in this matchup. He just has to beat out the NPCs now.
Oh, as you see 2 more players go down. Taking that lower route, the other NPCs opting for that higher area. No one seems to even be coming anywhere close to him, which is what he wants to see. And he goes for the grab. Didn't need to do it, but I love the aggressive play.
Beautiful play. Beautiful play from Be More Royal. Calm, cool, collected when he needed to be. That's going to propel his team into the next day as well.
I mean, that was some gameplay. I believe 6 crowns out of our 6 games right there. Very, very wild and impressive to see. Just clutch gaming from beginning. Incredible clutch gaming from beginning. Like
speechless, you know?
Yeah.
If you in any other situation with any other players, you look at that and you go, oh no. You know, you go 1v2 into a final. Chloe says, that doesn't bother me any. She's the one who's kind of directing traffic all throughout that thin ice. She's the one who's kind of carving out her area. And then when it matters most, she's the one making the big jumps across the path to solidify the win for her team.
Yeah.
That was incredible to watch.
Yeah, I agree. It was very, very impressive.
Yeah, and on the other side, Be More Royal showing that he's just a commanding force in the jump showdowns. 2 crowns from Be More Royal on the jump showdowns to propel Team Gas into the finals. Interesting. We've been through 24 of our 32 teams now today, and we've already been through a handful of our, prominent players, prominent teams. A couple of quarterfinalists have already dropped. In fact, we have no quarterfinalists left out of the teams that have played so far. It's all brand new faces taking it into the next round, including this duo right here, Beginning and Sleeping Bear. I've mentioned it already. Beginning has had probably the worst tournament luck of just about any Fall Guys player I've ever seen, but she is turning it around for herself, moving on to tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the 2v1 back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, but twice in that second round. I mean, I don't think there's any doubting her skill. And we talked about it before. I mean, we know how good she is at Fall Guys. You and me know that, but I don't think a lot of people have known that, or a lot of people have gotten to see that, because in the opportunity she's just had some bad luck. And that's what happens in Fall Guys from time to time. The bad luck's going to shine, or come around to everyone. But here in this situation, bad luck doesn't matter for her, because she's coming in clutch. They're squeaking out with a 100 kudo, not even 100 kudo, 90 kudo victory right there.
Yeah, super, super tight. We were expecting it to be, the crown was kind of the blowout victory, but it really proves that they needed that. Sleeping Bear only getting 265, dropping that episode.
Yeah, and the 545 from Josh, Nick, and Trip Hop. I mean, that 545 is a lot of kudos in a round.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 of them together almost combined to make Chloe's score together, right? So, the crown was really, really important there for them to move on, and they just squeaked out the win to move on to tomorrow.
Yeah, and down at the bottom, you see Be More Royale and Crazy Train. Crazy Train, gonna point that out. I mean, 580, even though he didn't get the crown, 580 on there on the kudo count. I mean, that was, they definitely, at the end, Drew Crew needed the crown, and I think they knew they needed the crown. Crazy Train and Be More Royale were just faster throughout those other games, and I think that looseness, like them knowing that they had the advantage, allowed Crazy Train and Be More Royale to kind of play around in the jump showdown a little bit more.
Absolutely, the 615 and the 580 from Crazy Train, just huge numbers. So to be expected that these guys are a force to be reckoned with going into tomorrow. And if we take a look at the bracket now, you'll see that the winning teams from these matchups are going to be playing against each other in the quarterfinals tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Team Baby Bear versus Team... Oh, we're taking a little peek at tomorrow's bracket and what it looks like for you. Team Baby Bear versus Team Gas facing off in the quarterfinals against one another.
Yeah. That is going to be a great showdown right here to see who can come out of this side of the bracket and head into those Final Four matchups. I mean, I don't even know what to say about these teams other than they're both battle tested at this point.
For sure.
Yeah, like the road to get to this point so far in FallapaTWOza for these teams was not easy.
Absolutely not. And we are 3/4 of the way through FallapaTWOza action on the first day. We're going to be picking 2 more teams to move on to the grand event that is the Sunday finals. Only 8 teams can make it, and we got to pick 2 more. So we're going to take a quick break, quick intermission to kind of gather our bearings, take a quick breath, go grab a drink, go grab some snacks, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments.